Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Diamond Select Toys, the Lord of the Rings Deluxe Action Figure Nazgul, also known as a Ring Wraith. And if you guys are huge Lord of the Rings fans, you're going to want to pick up 9 of these bad boys. So you have all 9 of the Nazguls, and this figure in packaging looks awesome. It comes in that awesome Lord of the Rings style packaging where it has Gandalf, Sauron, and Frodo on the front. And a huge shout out to Diamond Select Toys for making this review possible. On the back of the package, we see both figures from Series 2. We get the Sauron Build-A-Figure in the bottom quarter, and we get Series 1 Gimli and Legolas. And there is some read-up information. Here's a close-up of the read-up information. Feel free to pause it if you want to read it. Now, the Nazgul comes with the crotch piece or lower abdomen piece of Sauron, and this thing looks great. Tons of texture. Can't wait to put this guy together, but a nice big old chunk of Sauron. Here we get an up-close look at one of the swords the Ring Wraith comes with, and this thing has tons of sculpted detail, and it is pretty massive. It is a very, very cool looking sword, and it's hard plastic, so you don't have to worry about this thing drooping. Now, if one sword wasn't enough, we do get another big sword in a sheath, and it has 2 little rings up at the top, but I don't know where they're supposed to go or how it's supposed to be hooked up. But we do get these swords, and they look awesome. Take this blade out. Looking very, very cool. Tons of detail, and just fits nicely in the sheath. Now, I did save my favorite to the last, because this is all the swords are pretty iconic, but this is definitely an iconic piece. We get another sheath with the little rings. Again, I don't know where they're supposed to hook up or tie into, but we get the dagger that Frodo was stabbed with. This thing just looks nasty and venomous and awesome. It is a very, very cool piece. And again, all these weapons are hard plastic, so you're not going to have to worry about droopage. Here we get an up-close look at the Ring Wraith, and it is awesome. You got that, no head in there, ghostly eeriness going on, texture throughout. This thing has layers upon layers of, rubber. So you can move it all out of the way. You can see the different parts of his robe, and it's all tattered, looking freaking cool as can be. Tattered sleeves, and again, texture throughout this bad boy, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful piece. Again, the texture looks really good, and when it gets down to about this part, you can sort of see it. It's more of a dirty reddish brownish color, so it's almost like his bottom of his robe's been dragging, getting covered in blood, and it's been through some stuff. I mean, look at the guy. He's definitely been through a lot, and his hand armor looks freaking awesome, painted very well. All this detail that you got in these little hands. Just take a look at that hand armor. That's so freaking cool. And even underneath all of this, let me get his arms up out of the way here. So again, he has layers. So you got the 2 layers here, and then you got this outer ring area of robe that has a little bit of pliability, but you move this all out of the way, and you can see they did painted armor, articulation, all in this bad boy. So very, very cool stuff when it comes to the Ring Wraith and the detail, and he's heavy. He is definitely a heavy, heavy figure. I definitely love the paint job they did on this Ring Wraith. I love how it's brown and dirty going up. It just has that creepiness. Now, the cloak at the bottom does go a little bit longer than his feet, so he doesn't really touch the ground with his feet. This one looks like it is, but the other one's definitely levitating, which it sort of could be a bummer for some people, but I mean, you could always heat it up and bend out the plastic, or it just adds to that eeriness of what Ring Wraiths are, and I'm okay with it. But articulation-wise, he gets articulation in this hood. You can go left, right, Not really. Well, there's a little bit of up and down. Not much. It's there. Arms can go up like so. Got a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and there's pivot at the elbow as well. Now, the biggest thing that I do have an issue with right now with this is the fact that with this awesome sculpted work, it's, you know, gravity's pulling in this direction, so this looks normal. But when you start moving his arms up and stuff to do like a sword attack, it looks a little weird. That's the only thing I wish we had, maybe like soft goods, or it just wasn't as... it's weird. It's just weird. It's something about this with that type of articulation. We do get the wrist bend, rotation in the hand as well. We do get a abdominal movement up in here. You just gotta, underneath all this like rubbery plastic, you have to really get in there. But he has that upper, I can't even get to it, but he has an upper torso bend and pivot. Let's see if I can get him to, it's a little bit in there. And underneath all of this, he would be able to kick out to the sides, doing pretty much that far. Again, a lot of the restriction is this thick, rubbery, pliable, like plastic. So that's the biggest thing, because without this, like if this was soft goods, you'd probably get a lot more. And I mean, they got all that painted detail that's being hidden, but he can kick up quite a bit. He does have a thigh cut up here, double jointed knee, which gets a really good range of motion in there. It actually looks pretty freaking awesome. And he does have the ankle bend and pivot. I mean, Diamond is killing it with this Lord of the Rings stuff, and they look amazing. I can't wait to build Sauron, and I can't wait to get more figures, man. I look forward to the that deluxe golem coming out. I do have Gimli and Legolas on pre-order ordered on Big Bad Toy Store. It's in my pile of loot. I'm just waiting for more loot to get in the pile before I ship it. But it's a pretty solid ring wraith. I mean, you definitely would want to buy a couple of these. Hopefully we'll maybe get some different variations of them. If not, get a couple so you have your full set of ring wraiths. This thing looks freaking evil as hell. Now, the sheaths and the daggers don't really have a proper home. They have little hoops on them, so you could probably like run a string through them or something like that. But I did notice that with the rubber on the actual outfit, you can put the dagger sort of tucked between and it stays in place quite well. I mean, you see me shaking the figure and it's still staying in place in the sheath, which I'm okay with. The sword, on the other hand, it would take a little bit more work, and that is because the sword itself, let me set him down because he was trying to lean forward. It's a lot longer. When you're comparing it to the figure, you really got to tuck it in there, and I mean, it's got some definite height there. Yeah, this ring wraith, even having the articulation restrictions, is a badass figure. He comes with some amazing swords and weapons. He looks amazing. He definitely has that shelf presence. Let me bring in Frodo here, one of my top 10 figures of 2021, because it is such a badass figure and very close resemblance to Elijah Wood. But you can really see the size difference. And it's just awesome the way they scaled these figures and the detail, and I'm getting blown away with the Lord of the Rings from Diamond. Now to just do some other size comparison, we got Zartan from the G.I. Joe Classified. We got NECA's Frankenstein right there. He is a lot taller scale-wise, but he should be. He's Frankenstein. We got ourselves Bo-Katan. So you can just really see how the ring wraith scales with other figures in your collection. When it comes to Lord of the Rings, Diamond Select knocks it out of the park. Their figures are really well sculpted. The articulation's there. The paintwork's there. It's a great company to be doing Lord of the Rings, in my opinion, especially seeing some of the older Lord of the Rings figures that are out there. They're definitely knocking it out of the park. Besides my little gripes I've had, this figure is a fantastic figure for being a ring wraith. The swords and dagger are awesome. And the fact that if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you're going to be super pleased with it. If you want some fantasy, like Ghost Knight, that's going to be awesome. If you just want some Grim Reaper Ghost presents on your shelf, it's an awesome figure to get. I am super happy to have it. I can't wait to get more of the Lord of the Rings figures. I might even pick up more Ring Wraiths if I find out that they're not making some different versions of them. And it's just awesome. Like, look at just the slight light change, how it can change the presence of this figure. And this thing is going to be awesome for some fig photography as well. But that sums up my unboxing and review of Diamond Select Toys, Lord of the Rings, Ring Wraith. If you guys like what you saw, please hit that thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the silver bell notification. And make sure you guys check out Diamond Select Toys. All their links, their YouTube, everything is down below. So go check them out, and especially if you want to pick up one of these your own. And make sure you guys have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting and have a beautiful day.